Hello, can you hear
Hi.
me? Hi,
Yes,
Alejandra. Yes, I'm so excited.
me too.
Thank you so much for joining, and I'm so excited to introduce you to this fabulous community. And I know that time and productivity is something that, is so huge in terms of this community. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jeannie Aegis. I'm a healthy lifestyle expert, self-care coach, and the founder of this group, Strong, Confident, and Healthy Living. And here, as my first monthly guest expert interview, I have Alejandra, who is a time and productivity mentor, and she can help female entrepreneurs achieve in 2 months what normally would take a year. Now that's huge. And I want to hear way more about you. I know that you know how to speak 6 languages. You're currently a criminal law professor at a university. You have so many experience in every different avenue. And you actually, there's an article about your expertise that got published just, I believe, yesterday. And I was reading it. I'm like, I am so excited to have you join this group and for others to be able to benefit from your knowledge. So why don't you just share a little bit about you and introduce yourself to the group?
Yes, well, first of all, thank you, Yini, for having me here. It's for me a huge pleasure. I was really excited when you called me to be here today. And I think you really introduced me really well. For those who don't know me, I'm Alejandra Marques. I'm 26 years old. And as I say, I can speak 6 languages. I'm a time management and goal achievement mentor. And I'm also a criminal law professor and a project manager in a research center. And I'm studying my master in law. So I do like to do many things as possible. And what I really do as time management mentor is I empower women, female entrepreneurs, achieving in 2 months what normally will take them over a year, getting rid of procrastination and distractions, and actually starting that bucket list that you've been putting away for so many years. That's what I really like to do. So that's what I want to talk today with you, share everything I can.
Yeah, I love that. You know what? I have to admit that time is probably one of the things that people share with me as kind of a hindrance for them when they want to start anything new to kind of upgrade or up level their lifestyles. It's always time is one of the things that is a barrier. And another thing is also a lot of people are busy. You're busy, busy, busy. You always ask them, okay, like, how are you doing? I'm so busy. And one of the things I always ask is whether you're actually productive, because there is a difference between that. So, huge difference. Exactly. So I'm excited to learn a little bit more. And like, when did you first know you wanted to be a time management and productivity mentor?
Well, that's a really good question. It's one I've been asking myself too, but I really always wanted to start my own business since, I don't know, probably more than 10 years since I was a kid. I knew I wanted to build something for myself. And somehow I never knew exactly what I wanted to give people, because I really want to provide value and give something that really matters. I really wanted to help people with something that it's in our daily basis. And it wasn't until last year when my mentor told me, okay, you want to do this, but what's the number one thing people always ask your advice for? And I was like, okay, it became crystal clear for me, because everybody I know, everyone always asks me, how do I manage to do so many things at the same time? And how do I achieve big goals? Because I'm a high achiever. I always want to try something else and also have time for myself and my loved ones. So it's not always being busy or productive, but also having time for ourselves. And people don't know how to do so. They're always like, it's impossible. You cannot be doing everything and doing everything right. It's like there's something missing in here. And I was like, no, you just need to really learn these techniques and these skills and improve yourself, and really learning how to prioritize your time. So that was the moment I said, okay, I need to sit down. I need to ask and question myself, what are the things that I've been doing during all these years, what have I learned, and many years of experience. I want to provide you with everything in just 2 months. That's why I call you can achieve many things in 2 months that normally will take you a year or more.
Wow, I know so many people that can use your expertise and your knowledge. And I think time is one of those things where it could limit you. And it's a lot of mindset shifts too.
Yes,
I think people often feel like they don't have enough time, and it's all they probably, I always say, like, they overestimate how long it's going to take them to do something. And then they don't really understand that actually you can spend that time, instead of overthinking it, to actually just take that
yeah.
action, right? So that's awesome. And what do you think is, like, I think we've kind of addressed some of it here, but what is the biggest myth you hear about time and productivity that you want to debunk for our viewers here?
Well, one is actually the one you just say. It's like being busy. For me, the biggest myth is that you always need to hustle. You always need to be active 24/7 to be productive. And it's actually the opposite. You need to take breaks. You need to take care of yourself, have vacations, have a day off, because we need to rest. Our mind needs to rest. Our body needs to rest. It's like a computer. If it doesn't function, you need to take it to, well, somebody that fixes. For ourselves, we need to see a doctor every time we reach that point of burnout, but we don't realize it until we are there.
Mommy?
So for me, that's the biggest myth. You don't need say hi.
My little monkeys are obviously, this is live, and yeah. So.
Yeah, no, say hi. Well, it's that the biggest myth I really want to break. It's saying you don't need to be 24/7 doing everything, because you can be way more productive if you allow yourself to just take things a little bit slow. I don't say you don't need to act. Obviously, you need to take action. You need to go toward your goals, but you can do it in a way that you don't reach burnout.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think, especially with the ladies in this group, a lot of high achievers, a lot of very driven, purpose women who just are constantly just giving. And I think some of the things that I talk about too is that it's so easy for us to help other people, but when it comes to our stuff, we tend to kind of put it at the bottom of the list. And when we don't rest and we don't do the things that we need to do to kind of recharge, you end up doing nothing down the road, right? You try to do everything and then you end up achieving nothing. So giving yourself and baking in that, like, rest time is so important. And I had to learn the hard way myself, right? Like, trying to kind of go at everything, and having that is just so helpful. So that's a great tip for us. So what is something juicy you can share to the audience to help them kind of reclaim more time? I think we all want to have more time in our lives, and it's just, unfortunately, it's something that we just can't buy, and it's something that keeps on, getting less of. So what is something you can share?
Well, that's a really nice question. For me, something juicy I would like to share today is that you can start creating more time, not buying it, but actually creating it, by being really aware of two things. One is awareness. You need to be really aware of where are you spending your time. And then the second one is we talked about, is mindset, but mostly language. Everything starts with our language. We always say, I don't have time. I don't have time for this. I'm always in a rush. I'll never do it. And stuff like that. And everything is in our minds and in our way to say things. If you are a person that always says, I don't have time, I can assure you, you will not have time. It's as easy and as simple as that. What you need to start doing is realizing that maybe you don't have time to do a certain thing because you are prioritizing others. So it's like, okay, I cannot do this right now because I want to do the other thing. So start changing our way to see our time is actually one of the things that will get you further and that will improve your relationship with time and actually your skills with it. And with the first one, the awareness is, for me, it's the basis. It's actually the first pillar of my mentoring programs. Is really being aware of what you're doing, why you're doing so. Because if you don't know what are your distractions, why you procrastinate, or what are you doing in your daily basis, it is, I don't like to say impossible. Everything is possible, but it is almost impossible to really create more time or to improve anything you're doing. To improve, you need to know where you are.
Yeah. What do you think you would say to someone, just curious, who doesn't like tracking? Like, have you ever spoke to someone that doesn't like tracking? You know, kind of everything is in their head, and what would you say to that person?
I will highly, highly, highly recommend, and I cannot say it enough. I would highly recommend to start tracking and start writing things down, because if we start putting everything in our heads, we might forget. We might start overusing our mind for things that doesn't really matter. For example, if you have all your schedule in here, you're taking a space for really being creative or starting new projects or being focused on what you're doing right now. And you might forget things, and you just cannot be really aware of how much improvement you can make and in how many time. So I really recommend having a planner, having a tracker, and writing down. If you only like to have like a little agenda, if it is white paper, whatever it is, but write things down. That's my biggest advice in here. Even if you don't like to track, start little by little. It doesn't need to be this huge tracking of every single minute of your day, but at least write down the 3 things you want to do that day, so you don't waste time precisely thinking what to do next.
Right, exactly. So true. We have so many things on our plate, so many things are in our head. Like, we often feel like, you know, we can hold everything in our mind, but really when you do a mind dump and you sort things out, you can actually kind of begin to bucket things. Yeah. And really schedule it there. And it just, for me, I'm very organized in terms of, like, if my house is chaotic, like for me, I feel chaotic. So same with my time. If my calendar and everything, like, I have some things there, some things not, and it's not organized, I feel like I can't do anything. So tracking everything, like you said, even if it's like small things, I think consistency is like the key over perfection and compliance. So that's a really good point. So
totally,
all you people out there that doesn't like tracking, just try it, even if it's just a little bit. You know, that's what we're aiming for, just consistent small actions. So yes. How have you leveraged time and productivity in your very own life? And I know that you're quite a busy woman as well, so would love to hear how you leverage time.
Well, I've leveraged time basically by doing everything I want. Is actually what I want to give this gift to people. I really enjoy doing several things. I mean, I've tried, I think, probably every sport that exists. I tried basketball, I tried football, tennis, swimming. I really like to just be up there and see what's going on. For me, languages is a huge asset, but also a passion for me. As I said, I speak 6 languages, and this has been one of the main things I've been focusing on my free time. I like to say my free time. But the biggest thing I really enjoy leveraging my time is not in the professional aspect, but in the personal one. For me, what matters the most to me is having quality time with my loved ones, with my family, with my boyfriends, with my friends. So that's what I really want, to be as productive as I can when I'm working, so I can then have time to rest, time for myself and time for there, and not just being 24/7 working, busy and stressed out because, oh, I cannot just sit here with my family because I need to do this. This is the time. This is the way I really like to leverage, because it's what allows you to have a better life. Mm-hmm. It's not only having balance, but it's enjoying your time in your life, and that's what I want to bring to people too.
That's beautiful. That's wonderful. Do you think that there is such thing as balance?
Actually, I don't like to call it balance. Once I read it in a book, and it's actually pretty accurate that you may decide to have this conscious imbalance because you cannot spend 12 hours in here and 12 hours in here just to make sure you're perfectly balanced. But you can decide where to spend your time, even if the amount of it is not equal. This is like the key. It's not being perfectly balanced. It's just deciding where to shift and how to have this flow. So I don't like to say balance, but normally people is what they're looking for.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I like balance.
I like that. I like to call it work-life harmony. Work-life harmony, so that it's sitting well for you. You don't feel like you're constantly striving for that perfect balance, because I don't think that there is such thing as perfect. I think if I've learned anything, and I'm sure you can agree, that there's really, it's hard to strive for that perfection, but in terms of that harmony that feels right with you, so that you can continue to build that small consistent actions is so important. So all right. So, if you were to be in my shoes, is there a particular question that, I didn't ask here that you would like to ask yourself and share with the audience?
That's a tricky question. Actually, nobody has ever asked me something like that. But if I have to ask something, probably is how to start, because most people see everything in the long term and see that things might be overwhelming. How to start will be like the question I will ask myself. And we kind of talked about it, is having these small steps, taking these small steps, making small changes. That's what actually will bring you to having huge changes in the long run. But being really, how can I say it? Sometimes I forget words. But that's small changes is what will allow you to have really a progression. It will allow you to improve and actually have the things you really want. I don't know how to say it, but for me, you cannot expect, if you're a person that get up at 8 a.m. from one night to another, start waking up at 4 a.m. It's not going to work. Unless you have a really good willpower and you feel like that will change your life forever and you want to do it, you're highly motivated. For most of the people, doing these huge changes only gets them to be overwhelmed, feeling stressed, feeling like they cannot achieve it, because it's something that you can handle maybe 1, 2, 3 days, but you're not feeling good with yourself. You probably are getting up, oh, it's 4 a.m. again. I don't want to do this. I don't want to work out in the morning. And the thing you need to start realizing is that it is better for you to start waking up at 7:30, just 30 minutes, 20 minutes, and see how it goes. If you feel good, if you can just move it a little bit more, like 40 minutes, 20, it's trying what works for you and start progressing. Yeah, it's progressively increasing these changes in your life. Because if you try to do everything at the same time, it's not going to work.
Absolutely. I know. Especially during this time right now where all of our schedules are really thrown off. I almost feel like, we can't really plan everything. So do what you can. If 30 minutes or even 15 minutes or even 5 minutes, waking up a little bit earlier is what you can do, it's better than nothing. But I feel like oftentimes people let that, stop them from doing it because they feel like, well, what's 5 minutes? But, like Irina said here, small steps and being intentional with your time, little by little, these things really add up, right? So super helpful with that. So I want to know, what book have you read that was such a game changer? I'm huge on personal development, as I'm sure you are, and books is, where it all started for me and what I gravitate towards. So what is one life-changing book for you that really shifted things?
It depends. What kind of book do you want me to talk about? If it is time management related or everything?
Let's do one that's everything and one that's time management based. Yeah.
Okay, well, the one that personally changed my life is the first self-help book I read when I was little. It is The Alchemist from Paulo Coelho. It's my favorite book, and I really recommend it to everyone. It's the book I always recommend because it really makes you realize that you can really achieve everything you want, but you are the person that's limiting that. It's everything on we believing in yourself or not, and listening to the opportunities that just came up. So if you really like to give it a try, I recommend it. I love it.
Yeah, I have that
and
book.
You read it?
Yeah.
Amazing. Did you like it?
Yes, I do.
Well, that's for me personal and everything that englobes self-help and improvement. But in the other hand, with time management, one book I really like is the 12-week year. Is actually creating this mindset that you can achieve in 12 weeks what normally takes you 1 year. It's kind of what I'm doing with my coaching, but this makes you realize that normally we cannot plan exactly every single day in 375 days in a year. It's really hard to see in a long term. So if we can establish smaller goals, but that have a deadline sooner, earlier, you can start making progress, and you will celebrate those progress, and you can adjust if something is not working. So if you want to give it a try, it's also a really good book. It will change the way you look at time, actually.
I love that. And I love what you mentioned there about also celebrating, your wins too. I think we're, very driven by certain things to achieve, to really reclaim that time and that to do more. But then we don't really take the time to spend to celebrate our wins, to give ourselves kind of a pat on the back, to be like, hey, I woke up 5 minutes earlier. That's amazing. Yeah. Right? So that you can continue and give yourself that momentum. And so I think that's fabulous. Well, I want to hear from you how others can, learn more about you, share what you're up to right now. I know that, time and productivity is a really big one for this audience. And it's one that I speak about often too, because it could be that one limiting factor that can stop you and prevent you from doing all the things you want to achieve in your life. So why don't you share with us kind of what you're working on the project and how they can, find out and learn more from you or possibly work with you.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you. Well, right now I'm working in my group coaching program. It's an 8-week mentoring program where I teach everything I know to help you achieve in 2 months, what normally will take you 1 year, really improving in your time management skills. And it is called my time signature method. It is based in 4 main pillars. As we say, the first one was awareness, but it's actually tracking. It's time. It's tracking, impact, motivation, and evolution. That's the 4 things you really need to start achieving your goals and improving your time management skills. So if anybody is interested, my launching is coming really soon now in May. So if you like to reach out to me, if you want the program or if you don't, please reach out to me. I'm always in Instagram. I don't know if I will put my handle in here, but it is at Alejandra Marques _ your plan A. So you can connect with me, say, hi, I was in the live. And I will share with you many, many tips. You can see my Instagram is full of useful tips. And actually this weekend, you are the first ones knowing it. This weekend, I will be announcing something really special for those that want to get rid of procrastination. I will be having a special challenge by May 7th, probably, yeah. And I will invite you all next. This weekend I will give you more details on that.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. I know a lot of people are also going to be catching the replay as well, so I'll make sure to have all your information, and this will be saved in the recording section in the guide under the guest experts. I'm so happy that you're my first guest. I know that everyone, including myself, has learned so much more and has given us the momentum to kind of do the things we need to do, even if it's just a little bit, and create that time that we need for ourselves. So thank you so much. I am so grateful to have you on here. And everyone, check her out. She's a wonderful time and productivity mentor. Lots of goodies here. And this is just half an hour. Imagine what you can, what you'll learn from more time with her. So thank you so much again. I really appreciate it.
I really enjoy being here, and thank you all for seeing this and the ones that will be watching the replay. It was my pleasure, and I'm really glad of being the first expert in here. I feel like this will give you like that little extra energy to do the things you want to do.
Absolutely. And reclaiming time and energy and confidence is what we're all about here. So thank you so much, Alejandra. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.